Hello friends, Namaste. Some of the very stark realities or truths of life are brought to straight away hit our eyes are in the Vedic text, especially the Upanishadic philosophies. And one such Upanishad, which is called as the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, gives a very beautiful mantra which describes to the core and brings forth to us how in general our relationships are based upon. If you see that most of our relationships, there is some kind of our own selfishness, which we kind of know, but this particular mantra brings it out right in front of our eyes, and also there is a solution which is given. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is actually a conversation between the great sage and guru Yajnavalkya and his own consort, who was his disciple Maitreyi. So in this conversation, Maitreyi asks some questions to the husband and the guru Yajnavalkya, and to which he answers very beautiful on human relationships. And the mantra goes like this: Navare patyuhu kamaya patihi priyo bhavanti, atmanastu kamaya patihi priyo bhavati. Navare jayaye kamaya jaya priya bhavanti, atmanastu kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Navare putranam kamaya putraha priya bhavanti, atmanastu kamaya putraha priya bhavanti. Now what he's trying to tell here is that it is not for the sake of the husband, my dear, that he is loved, but for one's own sake that he is loved. It is not for the sake of the wife, my dear, that she is loved, but for one's own sake that she is loved. It is not for the sake of the sons that, my dear, he or she is loved, but it is for one's own sake that they are loved. And he goes on to describe this even to the gods, where he says, Navare devanam kamaya devaha priya bhavanti, atmanastu kamaya devaha priya bhavanti, which is saying that it is not for the sake of the gods, my dear, that they are loved, but for one's own sake that they are loved. It is not for the sake of the beings that they are loved, my dear, but for one's own sake that they are loved. And this is true for every being. And at the end, in the same mantra, he gives a very beautiful solution how to come out of it, and for which he says, Navare sarvasya kamaya sarva priyam bhavanti, atmanastu kamaya sarva priyam bhavanti, atma va are drashtavya, shrotavya, mantavyo, nididhasatavyo, maitreyi atmani khalvare dhrushte shrute mate vikyat idam sarva viditam. Now what he's trying to tell here is to Maitreyi that the self, my dear Maitreyi, should be realized, should be heard, should be reflected on and meditated upon. When this self, which is our source, my dear, is realized by being heard of, reflected on and meditated upon, all that is to be known will be known, and one will experience that unconditional love, which is the ultimate purpose of our life.